Desperate measures for families without food.
You're paying twice for backlog problems.
And the elementary school shuffle, big changes for poor performance.
WFMY News 2 at 11 is new and now.
I'm very frustrated because I've been told so many different stories. And then come to find out today, they haven't even logged all my calls.
I need DSS's help. I mean, I'm either going to be in one department trying to get food stamps or in the other department not being able to feed my kids. And it's because of their mistake.
We need to make sure that we believe that all kids can learn regardless of whether the person is high or low socioeconomic status.
She's calling the cops. And I'm letting her know I got everything.
You don't know what to do in a disaster. You don't know what's going to happen. And I wanted to learn what I'm going to have to do to help them when there is something that occurs like this.
99 cents. That's it. This is all the money one woman has left to feed her entire family of 3.
Just trying to beg, borrow, and steal pretty much to eat.
This woman, who we'll call Susan, did not want to be identified. She said she didn't want people to know how bad things are for her family right now. Unfortunately, her family is not in a unique situation.
Heartbreaking. She's been waiting 4 months to get her food stamps from Guilford County DSS. Today, DSS promised everyone would have their credits in the bank, but WFMY News 2's Morgan Hightower learned she is still waiting.
Right, well, Susan has no clue when she will get her benefits, and she says that's basically the answer she got today when she came to DSS looking for answers. She said the woman at the counter told her she just needed to be patient, and that advice comes 4 months after missed benefits.
Susan can't remember the last time she and her family ate a meal that wasn't from a can.
It's depressing and stressful, not knowing what you're going to eat. You know, we haven't eaten today. We don't know what we're going to eat tonight.
The only food she has, she picked up at a local food bank. She has a gallon of milk, but that's only because a friend gave it to her.
It's very hard. It's very hard.
She's supposed to get $500 each month to buy food for herself, her husband, and her daughter. But her food stamp benefits stopped 4 months ago.
My daughter, my youngest daughter, she had to move back in with my parents because we couldn't afford to feed her. She was going to bed hungry.
Susan and her husband are just scraping by, but they're not the only ones desperate for their benefits to kick in.
It's getting bad. Somebody needs to do their job up there.
Now, Susan says she cannot work because of a medical condition, and her husband receives Social Security because of a disability. That's how they are on stamps. This isn't the only family we heard from today. We had several calls. We even heard from one family who was so desperate for food, they considered eating a deer they found on the side of the road. So, Julie, just a sad situation out here in Guilford County, and the state is actually in town sticking around to make sure the county gets through all of those backlog cases.
Morgan, thank you. We took the accusations from families waiting for food stamps to the new interim director at DSS today. They're still saying they met the deadline to clear the backlog.
We believe that we're in good shape and we're getting prepared. We're looking at internal processes and we're changing some of the way we do business.
DSS says their system doesn't alert them when food stamps do not get to the intended recipient. So people who are still waiting need to report the problem, or they could keep on waiting indefinitely.
We think that we've processed something, and it could be a problem in the system if someone don't call us and say we haven't gotten our benefits. We won't know to go back and check the system because we thought we've pushed a button and it's processed. So stuff like that, they have to let us know. I mean, because we have no way of knowing because we thought that we've already processed it.
The number to call to get an account checked is 641-3100. Again, 641-3100. You do have to leave your name, number, address, and the last time you received benefits.
Well, families around Guilford County are facing these problems: delays, no money, no food, but they aren't the only ones paying the price. Look in the mirror. you're paying up too in taxes, donations. Your tax money went to pay the 80 extra workers as they fixed this backlog. Your tax money paid the overtime as they worked around the clock. And your tax money would be at risk if DSS missed that federal deadline and lost almost $90 million in funding. And you are paying again when you make donations to food pantries that are running low faster than ever. Supplies are low both because of higher need after power outages spoiled food for thousands of families and because more people are seeking help while they wait months for food stamp benefits on their EBT cards. So tonight, Greensboro City Council members are asking people to bring in canned food donations. They did so at the City Council meeting, and this is ahead of tomorrow's food drives at all city fire stations.
2 Wants to Know did more digging on what the DSS is really telling people, and it turns out it does not match the story that they told us. A woman stopped by our station today looking for help, Morgan, and she called DSS for an explanation.
Yeah, that's right, Julie. We could not listen to the conversation or record it, but 2 Wants to Know's Ben Briscoe could listen in. And we blurred out the woman to protect the county worker who was on the phone. 2 Wants to Know does not want the worker to lose their job for being upfront with the struggling mom, but what we heard surprised us.
So actually, they wasn't finished with all the backlog like they told the newscasters yesterday.
What do you think about that?
What I think? All of them need to be fired and rehire new staff.
Now, for another mom who has not gotten food stamps since December, she says she's in a position between not having food and not being able to provide for her children.
We were promised that it was going to be done yesterday, and there was people out here hoping on them, wishing a prayer. Just a very fine line of starving. You know, we were counting on them. I was counting on them. If there's a light at the end of the tunnel, I can hang on, but I need to know something.
We checked back in with this woman tonight, and she said her account was still empty. Friends had to help her put dinner on the table tonight. And Julie, the backlog around the state at the highest was 35,000 cases. We heard today that that number is now 375, with half of those from right here in Guilford County.
We hope it gets down to zero. Morgan, thank you. In a news release today, the state mentioned only the Guilford County's backlog. No other counties seem to have the same backlog problems. So we wanted to know what made the difference in other counties. It's extra people. Forsyth, Davidson, Wake, and Mecklenburg counties each hired additional workers after realizing NC Fast was more time-consuming than originally expected. Mecklenburg brought in 55 extra workers. Forsyth hired an extra 20. Wake added 37 more people, and Davidson County needed 2 extra set of hands. But the extra help is costing taxpayers as well. Add it all up, and those counties spend an extra $48,000 extra per week. That's on top of the 160 additional workers across North Carolina the state already hired. So the question isn't just how did this happen anymore, it is who is responsible. The Department of Social Services is administered by the county and supervised by the state, but the state's role is to provide technical assistance and support the county partners. It's up to the individual counties to make sure things are running as they should. If you live in Guilford County or any other county and want to share your food stamp backlog problem, tell us about it. Our number here, 379-5605.
Chile, Peru, Ecuador, possibly Hawaii on alert tonight. An 8.2 magnitude earthquake hit off the coast of northern Chile tonight. Coastal areas are evacuating because of fear of a tsunami. Tsunami waves of more than 7 feet have already been reported. There are no immediate reports of injuries, but an earthquake that large has the potential for damage and aftershocks. We will keep you posted. 50 people went to the hospital today in Virginia because of a possible carbon monoxide poisoning. Emergency officials responded to a mysterious illness this afternoon. People at a produce company complained of headaches, dizziness, nausea, and difficulty breathing. At least 3 people had to be transported by helicopter for treatment. No word yet on what caused that problem.
We have some new information for you tonight, and Student X is going to help make the point. She's not a real person, but she'll help you understand the crisis at one of our schools in the Piedmont. Student X is a typical student at Fairview Elementary School in High Point. According to statistics, she scored below her grade level and she failed her end of grade math, reading, and science tests. A reality is bleak and change is needed. WFMY News 2's Liz Crawford is here to explain how the district is cleaning house and starting over. Liz.
Well, almost 90% of the students at Fairview are not making the grade. So Guilford County Schools is getting rid of the entire staff, teachers, the assistants, even the principal. Now, it's called the turnaround process. It means bringing in a new principal and giving existing staff the opportunity to reapply for their positions if they choose. At the most, the new principal can rehire 50% of the existing staff. The school year will be extended 10 days. Each school day will be extended another 45 minutes. It's a dramatic decision after 7 years of poor performance. Last year, only about 13% of Fairview students scored at their grade level. The district average is 43%.
We just need a new blood, so to speak, a new energy into the school, so that that plus the extended day, the extended year, and the renewed energy that goes on, we expect to see the same results at Fairview.
The same results as Oak Hill Elementary School, also in High Point. In 2010, that's what you're looking at here, Oak Hill went through the same process. At one point, Oak Hill was the lowest performing elementary school in the state. Today, students' grades have jumped nearly 20% in reading, math, and science. And the National Education Association tells us that there is a direct correlation between poverty and student performance. Here at Fairview, 98% of the students qualify for free and reduced lunch.
All right, so we'll stay and see if this is going to work. The overhaul will take effect at the start of next school year.
And most recently, Allen Middle School in Greensboro had its own overhaul at the beginning of this school year.
Well, all right, when you see something cool, unusual, or wrong, it's easy to pull out the smartphone and catch it on camera. But what do you do when you see this? Someone breaking the law in major. This woman did it right.
Plus, spotting severe weather when it's on the way, how you can get in on the action.
And hey, no severe weather out there today. In fact, hard to find some clouds. Just a couple of high clouds, but high temperatures up around 80 degrees this afternoon. We get even warmer tomorrow. And then all good things do come to an end. Showers could arrive in time for the weekend. After that, we start to cool down again. I know that's the last thing you want to hear. We better talk about it, and we will after the break.
This is WFMY News 2 with Frank Mickens and Julie Luck.
So crazy? Yeah, that describes our weather from the winter, yes. Here's spring, the time for us to be on watch for severe weather.
So tonight, the National Weather Service held a free storm spotting and weather safety presentation in Rockingham County. It focused on how to read the sky to see when severe weather is heading your way.
If you have a tornado coming, at least you will learn what's coming, how it's rotating, how it's coming down. That way you have time, hopefully, to get what all that you need to get to.
The National Weather Service plans another class in Winston-Salem next week.
All right, so Grant, we're here with you, and you're an expert. Our photographers, in fact, got some training on being weather spotters.
Yeah, a few years ago, we actually brought in the National Weather Service to WFMY News 2, trained our photographers, trained some of our multimedia journalists, and as well as just kind of, got everyone up to speed about this. And really, it comes down to getting more people to have the information to help report the weather, not just to us, but to the National Weather Service, because then we can get that information out to everybody. At the end of the day, it keeps everyone safe. So I did just post that information about the Skywarn Spider Session coming up next week in Winston-Salem on my Facebook and Twitter account. So check it out if you're interested in going out.
So in some more eyes, the more educated as well, the better. All right. You can always get the latest weather alerts on WFMYnews2.com, and you can also sign up for alerts to be sent directly to your phone. So from spotting storms to spotting bad behavior, we're not talking about Grant. We've all felt that frustration at the drive-thru, right? But when Tammy Roman saw the Happy Meal road rage in Florida, she got her phone and caught it all on camera.
She's calling the cops. And I'm letting her know I got everything.
And you can follow her example if you have a smartphone as well. Tammy caught the incident on camera and recorded the driver's license plate, which helped police find him. Police recommend waiting until you're out of harm's way, though, to call if you're in a similar situation.
Good gracious. Well, a mom in Houston caught something on her camera that got her concerned for the entire neighborhood. Look at this. This is the video, and she's taking this in between bus stops. You notice the driver added some extra stops to pick up things from people's trash.
You pick up stuff before. I've seen you a couple times.
So the bus driver admitted that she's moving and says she needed boxes. But homeowners say taking the boxes is then leaving trash that won't get picked up and could lead to a fine from the homeowners association. So I guess her pulling out boxes is spreading stuff on the road.
It's an interesting tactic.
Yeah. Whatever. Still 5 things you need to know before you go to bed tonight.
Number 1, the White House is claiming success today. President Obama says 7.1 million people signed up for health care under the Affordable Care Act. The goal was 7 million. For those who started the process but could not meet yesterday's deadline to enroll, you still have until the middle of next month to complete the application.
And number 2, GM CEO Mary Barra said she is, quote, deeply sorry today for the 13 deaths related to that faulty ignition switch and the 10-year delay in recalling the cars. Barra appeared before Congress today to answer questions about the delayed recall. She said the company missed red flags that should have triggered the recall earlier. GM has announced several recalls over the past few months.
Number 3, no U.S. military forces died last month in Afghanistan, the first month without casualties in more than 7 years. That's only the 3rd such month since the war in Afghanistan began more than 12 years ago. 14 American service members have died this year in Afghanistan, 7 in January and 7 in February.
Number 4, in Louisiana, unruly parents not allowed. The State House passed a bill this week cracking down on parents and spectators who assault referees. That's after a referee died in Utah last year when a 17-year-old punched him in the head.
And number 5, it is April Fool's Day, and someone probably has tried to trick you today. It happened to me. The White House got in on the joke by creating a council of beards just for the health and grooming of men's facial hair. Google had several jokes as well, including Pokemon on Google Maps.
And I'm looking out for both of y'all. I know y'all are
You better
He
watch
was
out.
saying this during a commercial break.
planning
What
to
are you guys up to?
I am
Better watch out.
I am on alert.
Turn around. Look. All right, 7-day forecast right off the top here. We're looking at temperatures tomorrow morning dropping down into the upper 40s. Relatively mild out there, 82 degrees tomorrow afternoon. How about some sunshine? How about some more 80 degrees? Yes, I agree. I'll take it. 80 degrees also on Thursday. We think we start to see a small chance of some rain, maybe some thunderstorms late Friday night into early Saturday morning. And then some cooler air starts to arrive. I mean, not really cold, but just cooler than what we saw today. 70 on Saturday, 63 on Sunday, upper 50s. They are going into Tuesday with the chance of rain continuing, it looks like, for the first half of the week. At least the 2 days that we're watching now, Friday into Saturday, maybe a couple of isolated thunderstorms with this, not until later in the day. And those morning showers that we think clear out pretty quickly with the sunshine returning and high temperatures still around 70 on Saturday. So 80 degrees out there. That was your high temperature today officially in Greensboro. Same with Winston-Salem, 82 degrees in Burlington. It was just a downright beautiful day. I asked you on Facebook and Twitter and Live, you came through just to take pictures of how you were enjoying the beautiful evening. We're using the hashtag #GotPerfection. Jamie Vaughn enjoying some softball practice out in Bethany. And how about this picture? Taming the Mustangs there. Sharon Parker enjoying a nice horse ride out there. Got Perfection. You can still send me your pictures from the day today. Use the hashtag #GotPerfection on Facebook and Twitter. Let's talk about where we are right now. Temperatures still perfect as far as I'm concerned. Temperatures in the mid-60s across the area right now. 61 in Winston-Salem, 59 degrees in Burlington. Reedsville a little bit cooler now at 50 degrees and 67 degrees now in Asheboro. All of this under a mostly clear sky. We keep those clear skies all the way through the overnight into the day tomorrow. By 10 o'clock, 64 degrees again. Abundant sunshine through the day with high temperatures once again tomorrow afternoon, peaking in the lower 80s. Clear skies across the area. Notice the showers being deflected to the north into the Ohio Valley, all thanks to this rather large area of high pressure. That continues to pump in that southwesterly flow as we go through the next couple of days, and that also keeps most of the moisture at bay. However, as we go through Thursday and Friday, that high pressure system begins to break down. That means some cloud cover begins to ride in the upper levels at first, and then we'll eventually see that chance of rain arrive as we go from Friday night into Saturday. For tonight, though, low temperatures only in the upper 40s under a mostly clear sky. Across the Piedmont tomorrow, look for high temperatures in the low 80s. 81 in Burlington, Asheboro 82, Troy 83. Mostly sunny conditions all across the state. A few more clouds out towards the foothills, however, but still a very, very nice day. High temperatures in Yadkinville near 81 degrees, Elkin at 80, and Wilkesboro at 79. Frank, into you.
All right, looking good. Still ahead tonight at 11. UNC plays for a spot in the Final Four. And Duke losing a longtime assistant coach. Plus, we head to Winston-Salem as the Dash begin preps for their upcoming season. We'll be right back. 40 minutes of basketball and second-seeded Stanford. That is all that stood between fourth-seed UNC and a spot in the women's Final Four. Alicia Gray came to play tonight. The freshman knocked down her first 6 jumpers, scored 16 points as the Heels led 36-30 at half. Diamond DeShields continued her hot shooting to start the second half. But the tides turn, the Cardinal rallies. Stanford moves on with a 74-65 win. UNC finishes 27-10, and Julie, as a Cal grad, is highly perturbed with Stanford's win. Could Danny Manning be coming back to the Triad? CBSSports.com reports Wake Forest Director of Athletics Ron Wellman met with the former Page Pirates star and current Tulsa head coach Monday. Manning led the Golden Hurricane to the Conference USA title and the NCAA tournament this year. Elsewhere, for the second straight season, Coach K has lost his top assistant coach. Last year, Chris Collins left to take over at Northwestern. Today, Marquette announced Steve Wojciechowski as the school's new head coach. Wojo spent the past 15 seasons in Durham, helping guide the Blue Devils to 9 ACC tourney titles and 2 NCAA championships. Wow. Yesterday, here in Greensboro. Today, baseball returned to Winston-Salem. Players and coaches arrived at PTI late last night and were greeted with perfect conditions this afternoon for their first practice. And this team has the potential to be quite good. The lineup could feature the White Sox first-round picks from 2012 and 2013, Courtney Hawkins and Tim Anderson, along with big-hitting Keon Barnum and Jacob May. Manager Tommy Thompson gives us his take on this year's team.
Very young, probably the youngest team in the league. Very talented, very athletic, which is exciting. You know, as a coach, to get a player with talent is great. All the athleticism they have a chance to reach some big-time potential.
Well, Winston-Salem playing 11 of their first 18 games at home. After their 4-game homestand against Wilmington, they play 3 at Salem, followed by a road trip to Wilmington. Then they return to BB&T Ballpark on the 15th for a series with Frederick and Salem. Well, UNC football fans will have a chance to see the Heels up close and personal this Friday. Head coach Larry Fedora, Northern Guilford alum TJ Logan, and the entire team will scrimmage in Greensboro. All the action gets underway at 7 p.m. at Jameson Stadium at Grimsley High School. The scrimmage is free to attend and open to the public. North Carolina A&T fans will get an early look at their beloved Aggies on Saturday when they hold their spring game. Head coach Rod Broadway's team will take the field inside Aggie Stadium. Kickoff is at noon. That's free, and it's open to the public as well. We'll be right back.
Sunscreen tomorrow, G.
Yeah.
You might get another sunburn or maybe fall flat on your face in a sumo suit or something.
Hopefully the sunburn. I don't really want to do the sumo thing again.
You were truly stuck, weren't you?
Oh,
You could not
yeah.
flow over,
If you've been in those things, you know, if you've gone out to the Hoppers games, you know that those guys, they have to have help getting back up.
And you needed some help.
I needed and need a lot of help.
Welcome to the club.
Right. Hey, tomorrow, once again, in the 80s, low 80s tomorrow afternoon. We'll hang out near 80 on Thursday and Friday. Chance of rain rolls in late Friday into Saturday morning. After that, a little bit cooler going into next week. So don't get too used to this weather. We'll get rainy and cool next week. Highs on Tuesday in the upper 50s.
I should have washed my car on Sunday.
Are you feeling that fever? Oh.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. You sick? All right.
Oh,
Who's not going to be here
don't know if we're going to be here tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Good night.